Hey everyone, and welcome to a deep dive that could honestly, totally change your relationship with money.
Oh, yeah.
We're diving into Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover.
It's a classic.
It is a classic.
It's been around for a while,
Yeah,
but it's so helpful for so many people.
it really is.
And I think one of the things that's so cool about Ramsey's approach is that he doesn't just focus on like the numbers and spreadsheets.
Right.
He really dives into the psychology of money,
Yes.
like how our brains are actually wired to spend
Oh, totally.
and how we can actually rewire them to build wealth.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so interesting too about this book, because it's not just like a budgeting book. It's like a mind shift.
Yeah.
And Ramsey comes out strong right away with this idea that debt is the enemy.
Oh, yeah. He's very clear about that.
Yeah.
Debt is not a tool.
It's a roadblock.
It's a roadblock. Yeah.
And that might be a wake-up call for some people
Oh, for sure.
who are used to thinking about like credit cards as just like a normal part of life.
He really argues that debt keeps you on this like treadmill. You're just constantly paying and paying,
and never getting ahead.
ever actually getting ahead. So it's about breaking free from that cycle.
Okay, so debt is the villain,
Right.
but how do we escape?
Well, that's where his famous baby steps come in.
Okay, the baby steps.
Yeah. These aren't just like random tips. They're
Listen.
sequential steps, each one building on the last one.
It's like a recipe.
Exactly like a recipe.
Follow the steps.
And you end up with some serious financial stability.
Okay, let's break this down.
Okay.
Baby step 1 is saving $1,000
Yes.
as a starter emergency fund.
Right.
Now, I know some people are going to be like, wait, $1,000? That's it.
Yeah, I know, but hear me out on this.
Okay.
It's not really about the amount.
Right.
It's about that mental shift.
Okay.
That first win, that feeling of, hey, I actually have a little cushion.
Right.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
It's like planting that first seed.
It's not just about the money. It's about building that confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then that leads you to baby step 2, which is the debt snowball.
Ooh, the debt snowball.
This is where it gets tactical.
Okay, so instead of tackling the biggest debt first,
Right.
you knock out the smallest ones.
Yeah, you got it.
Why does that make sense?
Well, think about it this way. Every time you pay off a debt, even if it's small,
Right.
it's a victory.
Okay.
And that feeling of progress, it fuels your motivation.
Okay.
It's like that first domino falling,
Yeah.
and then it creates this chain reaction.
So it's like psychology meets finance.
Exactly.
The small wins lead to the bigger wins.
You got it.
Okay, I see how this is working.
And once you're free from those like nagging debts, except for your mortgage, of course,
Right.
you're ready to build a full emergency fund,
Okay.
which is baby step 3.
Okay.
That's 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses.
So this is like serious peace of mind.
It's your financial armor against those like what if moments that life throws at you.
Oh, which inevitably happen.
Always.
Yeah.
And then,
So then we're feeling good. We've got that emergency fund. We're out of debt aside from the mortgage.
then it's time for the long game.
Okay, here we go.
Baby step 4 is investing 15% of your household income for retirement.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah,
Even before the house is paid off.
that's right.
Okay.
Because time is your biggest ally when it comes to investing.
Okay.
The earlier you start, the more that money can grow.
Got it.
And then baby step 5 is saving for your children's education if you have children.
Okay.
It's about giving them a head start,
Yeah.
a chance to build their own financial future without the burden of student loans.
Especially with how expensive college is these days. That makes a lot of sense.
It really does.
So then what about the house?
Well, that's baby step 6, paying off your home early.
Okay.
This frees up a huge chunk of your income,
Yeah.
gives you incredible control over your finances.
Okay.
And then finally, baby step 7.
Okay. The final step.
This is where you really start to thrive.
Okay.
It's about building wealth and giving back.
I love that it's not just about personal gain.
Right.
It's about making a difference. It's about leaving a legacy.
Exactly.
Building something bigger than yourself. That's pretty inspiring.
It is.
Okay, so we've got the baby steps.
Right.
But Ramsey also emphasizes some key principles that kind of run through it all.
Yeah, he does.
Like budgeting.
Oh, yes. He's all about the zero-based budget.
Okay, now I got to admit, the word budget always kind of makes me nervous.
I get that. I know a lot of people feel that way, but
Yeah.
think of it as a spending plan,
Okay.
not restriction.
Okay.
Every dollar gets a job.
Okay.
So there are no surprises at the end of the month.
Right.
You're in control.
You're telling your money where to go
Exactly.
instead of like wondering where it went.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I can see how that would take away that anxiety of like
Oh.
wondering, do I have enough? Yeah.
And then there's Ramsey's famous cash is king rule.
Now that one I get.
Yeah.
It's so easy to overspend when you're just swiping plastic.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you lose track.
You do.
Yeah.
Using cash is like hitting the pause button.
Okay.
It makes you think,
Yeah.
do I really need this?
Right.
Like there's a sense of intention with every purchase.
Yeah. I never thought of it that way. But it's not about deprivation. It's about being mindful.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've got the steps,
Yeah.
the principles.
Yeah.
But does this stuff actually work?
Wow.
Is this just theory, or can people actually like achieve this kind of transformation?
That's where Ramsey's use of real-life stories is so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
He brings in everyday people
Right.
who have used these steps
Yeah.
to completely turn their finances around.
Okay.
It's proof that this stuff actually works.
Right. Because it's one thing to hear the theory,
Right.
but to see how it plays out in real life, that's what makes it believable.
Exactly. These aren't just success stories.
Right.
They're stories of people finding freedom from financial stress,
Yeah.
building a future they never thought possible.
That's encouraging.
It's really inspiring.
Okay, so we've covered the enemy debt,
Right.
the hero, the baby steps,
Yeah.
and the principles that kind of guide us along the way.
Yeah.
But there's one more piece of the puzzle that I find really interesting.
Okay.
It's Ramsey's focus on busting money myths.
Oh, yeah. He loves to do that.
Yeah.
He tackles those like deeply ingrained beliefs
Yeah.
that often hold us back.
Right.
Like the idea that debt is just a necessary evil.
Yeah, like we're conditioned to think you need a car loan to buy a car,
Right.
a mortgage to buy a house,
Exactly.
and Ramsey challenges that head on.
He does.
Yeah,
He argues that true wealth is built through financial responsibility,
right.
living within your means and investing wisely.
Okay, so it's about creating a system
Yeah.
that works for you,
That works for you, not against you.
not against you. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So if we connect all of this back to you
Yeah.
listening right now, what's the takeaway?
Well, I think the takeaway is that Ramsey's Total Money Makeover
Right.
is like a toolkit.
Yeah.
It gives you the knowledge and the power to rewrite your financial story.
I love that.
You know, it's about understanding that financial freedom is achievable.
Yes.
It's not just reserved for like a select few.
Right.
It's about taking control, making informed choices,
Yes.
and building a future where money is a source of empowerment, not stress.
I love that it's not about being rich. It's about being in control.
Exactly.
And that's a powerful feeling.
It is.
Now, before we move on, I want to leave you with a question to kind of chew on.
It's okay.
Ramsey advocates for getting rid of all debt except your mortgage
Yeah.
before doing anything else.
Right.
Is that realistic for everyone?
Mm,
Is it really necessary to achieve financial success?
that's a great question.
Yeah, keep that in mind as we continue our deep dive.
Yeah, that's a really good question to think about.
Yeah.
And it really highlights, I think, like a core part of Ramsey's philosophy. You know,
Yeah.
he believes that becoming debt-free, aside from your mortgage as quickly as possible, is like
Yep.
laying the foundation
Right.
for a strong financial house.
It's like clearing the clutter before you can really start decorating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Debt acts as this like constant drain on your income.
Right.
And it really keeps you from building real wealth.
Okay.
So by getting rid of it early, you free up so much more money to invest and grow.
So it's not just about being debt-free. It's
Okay.
about what that freedom allows you to do.
Exactly.
It opens up possibilities,
Yeah.
gives you options.
Yeah. Puts you in the driver's seat
Yeah.
and lets you focus on those long-term goals.
Okay.
Now, whether going completely debt-free is like feasible for everyone
Right.
really depends on your individual situation.
Of course.
Like everyone's starting point is different. Some people might have more debt, lower incomes, or other financial obligations, that need attention.
Right.
And that's where the flexibility of those baby steps comes in.
Okay.
The key is to tailor them to your specific circumstances.
Okay.
So, for example,
Yeah.
someone struggling with high-interest credit card debt might prioritize that debt snowball
Right.
even more aggressively.
Got it. So it's about understanding the principles,
Yeah,
but applying them in a way that works for you.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key. It's not about like blindly following rules.
Right.
It's about understanding the why behind them
Yeah.
and making them work for your life.
Okay.
Now, another thing that Ramsey really emphasizes
Yeah.
is the importance of changing your behavior around money.
He's not just talking about numbers and spreadsheets. He's
Huh?
talking about our mindset
Yeah.
and habits.
Our habits.
Yeah.
He says that real financial transformation
Right.
isn't about like some magic investment trick or something.
Right.
It's about changing your habits and building a healthy relationship with money.
So it's not just what you do with your money, it's how you think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing those like little beliefs and behaviors
Yeah.
that might be holding you back.
Oh, totally.
Maybe you're an impulse shopper
Oh, yeah.
or have a fear of missing out that leads to overspending.
Been there.
Right.
Done that.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I think it's about becoming more aware of those spending patterns
Okay.
and making conscious choices about how you use your money.
And this is where that cash is king idea comes in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you use cash, you physically see the money leaving your hands.
Right.
It's much harder to overspend when you have to count out those bills.
Right. It makes it more real.
Yeah.
It helps you make like smarter choices. It's like, do I really need that expensive coffee?
Right.
Or do I want to save that money for something more important?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shifts your focus from like instant gratification
Okay.
to your long-term goals.
Sure. Right.
And this is where budgeting becomes such a powerful tool.
Okay. Ramsey loves the zero-based budget,
Yes, he does.
where you give every dollar a job.
Every dollar a job.
Yeah.
Think of it like a roadmap for your money.
Okay.
By planning out your spending in advance,
Yeah.
you make sure your money is working for you,
Okay.
not disappearing without a trace.
No more wondering where it all went at the end of the month.
Exactly.
Right.
It brings clarity and keeps you accountable
Yeah.
to yourself
Yeah.
and your financial goals.
Okay. Now, I know creating a budget might seem intimidating at first.
I know it can. But
Yeah.
don't worry, there are tons of resources out there.
Right.
Apps, spreadsheets, online templates.
You can even make it like a fun project
I mean,
with your
you-
family or your partner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, it's a process.
Okay.
It might take a little trial and error
Right.
to find a system that really fits your lifestyle.
Yeah.
The important thing is to start somewhere
Yeah.
and be consistent.
Progress, not perfection.
And another thing I appreciate about Ramsey's approach
Yeah.
is that he acknowledges that money can be an emotional topic.
Oh, for sure.
He talks about the importance of having open and honest conversations
Yeah.
about finances with your spouse or partner.
Right.
Money can be a big source of stress and conflict in relationships.
Absolutely.
So getting on the same page is crucial.
It's about teamwork,
It is.
building a shared vision
Yeah.
for your financial future.
Right. And that leads us back to that concept of legacy,
Yeah.
which is a recurring theme in Ramsey's work.
Okay.
It's not just about achieving financial freedom for yourself,
Right.
but also using that freedom
Yeah.
to make a positive impact.
Okay.
It's about generosity, giving back to your community and leaving a financial legacy for future generations.
Yeah. It's about realizing that true wealth goes beyond just like material possessions.
Absolutely.
It's about living a life of purpose
Yeah.
and using your resources to make a difference.
I love that. Now, while Ramsey's advice can be incredibly helpful,
Right.
it's important to kind of look at it with a critical eye as well.
Okay.
It's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Of course.
And there are some criticisms to consider.
Okay, let's hear them.
One of the main ones is that his approach to debt might be
Yeah.
overly simplistic
Okay.
and not work for everyone
Right.
in every situation.
Okay.
Some financial experts argue that taking on certain types of debt,
Yeah.
like a mortgage or student loans
Yeah.
for a high-paying profession,
Right.
can actually be beneficial in the long run.
Okay. Interesting.
And that completely avoiding debt might mean missing out on opportunities,
Right.
like investing in a business or buying a home when prices are low.
That makes sense.
Exactly. So it's crucial to weigh the potential benefits and risks
Okay.
of debt carefully
Right.
and make informed decisions
Okay.
based on your individual circumstances.
Okay.
Another criticism is that Ramsey's focus on frugality
Yeah.
can sometimes come across as a bit extreme. He encourages people to cut back drastically,
Right.
which can be challenging to maintain long term.
Right. It's all about finding that balance
Exactly.
between like saving for the future
Yeah,
and enjoying life today.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Extreme frugality can lead to burnout
Yeah.
and might even sabotage your efforts in the long run.
Right. It's about creating a sustainable approach
Yes,
that allows you to live comfortably while still making progress.
exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, financial freedom is a journey, not a sprint.
It's not a race.
It's not a race.
Yeah.
It's about making gradual progress over time
Okay.
and celebrating those wins along the way.
I like that.
Now, another area where Ramsey gets some pushback is his view on investing.
Okay.
He's a big advocate for mutual funds,
Right.
which are a good option for many,
Yeah.
but some argue that it's not the most aggressive approach,
Okay.
especially for younger investors,
Yeah.
with more time to recover from potential losses.
That makes sense.
It's wise to diversify your investments
Okay.
and consider different asset classes
Right.
based on your risk tolerance and financial goals.
And seeking advice from a financial advisor can be really valuable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about finding what works best for you and your individual circumstances.
Right, your own personal situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, despite these criticisms,
Yeah.
it's important to acknowledge the positive impact
Yeah.
that Ramsey's advice has had on so many people.
It really has.
His straightforward approach to personal finance has helped countless individuals get out of debt, build wealth,
Yeah.
and achieve financial peace of mind.
Right. His
Yeah.
focus on behavior change, budgeting, and building a strong financial foundation
Yes.
are incredibly valuable.
They are.
And his message of hope and empowerment
Yes.
has given people the confidence to take control of their finances
Absolutely.
and create a brighter future.
It's really inspiring.
Yeah.
So while it's important to be aware of the potential downsides,
Yeah.
there's no denying the positive impact he's had
Right.
on the world of personal finance.
Totally.
As we continue our deep dive,
Yeah.
I encourage you to think critically about what we're discussing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Think about what resonates with you, what challenges your assumptions,
Right.
and what could be applied to your own journey.
I like that.
Because ultimately,
Okay.
the goal here is to equip you with the knowledge
Yes.
to make informed decisions about your money
Right.
and create a financial future that truly aligns with your values and aspirations.
It's about giving you the tools
Exactly.
to take control
Yes.
and build a life of abundance and purpose.
I love that.
So as we kind of wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I'd like to leave you with this question.
Okay.
If you could implement just one principle
Yeah.
from Ramsey's Total Money Makeover,
Right.
what would it be and why?
Hmm.
Take a moment to really consider that
Yeah.
as we move into the final part of our exploration.
Yeah, that's a really good one to think about. Because with so many valuable principles in this book,
Right.
picking just one
Yeah.
really highlights what matters most to you
Totally.
and your goals.
Yeah.
You know, it's about finding that one key
Yeah.
that kind of unlocks your personal path to financial success.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, Ramsey's emphasis on building that solid financial foundation
Yeah.
is a game changer.
It is.
You know, it's like he's saying, don't try to build your dream house on shaky ground.
Exactly.
Get your financial house in order first,
Right.
and then you can start decorating, you know?
I love that analogy.
Yeah, and those foundational elements like having an emergency fund, getting out of debt, setting up a budget,
Yeah.
they might not be the most exciting part of personal finance,
Right.
but they're so essential.
They are essential for long-term success.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Building that strong foundation creates a sense of security and stability.
Right.
It's like having that safety net.
Right.
So you're not constantly worrying about unexpected expenses or setbacks.
Right. You can actually breathe.
You can breathe.
Yeah.
And that peace of mind
Yeah.
frees you up to focus on those bigger goals and dreams.
And I think that's what resonates with so many people. It's not just about the numbers. It's about that feeling of empowerment,
Right.
taking control of your financial life, and building a future where money isn't a source of stress, but a tool to achieve your aspirations.
It's about shifting from that mindset of scarcity and fear
Right.
to one of abundance and possibility.
Yes. And I think that's huge.
It is.
You know, believing that you can achieve financial freedom,
Right.
that it's within your reach.
Possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about some criticisms of Ramsey's approach.
Right.
And it's important to remember that no single financial plan is perfect for everyone.
Exactly.
What works for one person
Right.
might not work for another.
Absolutely.
The key is to find what resonates with you,
Yeah.
what aligns with your values and your goals.
Your own personal situation.
It's about taking the principles that make sense for you
Right.
and adapting them to fit your unique circumstances and priorities.
It's not about blindly following a set of rules.
No, it's not.
It's about understanding those underlying concepts
Yes.
and applying them in a way that works for you.
Right.
It's about taking ownership of your financial journey,
Absolutely.
recognizing that it's an ongoing process.
Yeah. How
Learning.
it's growing, adjusting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, as we wrap up our deep dive into the Total Money Makeover,
Okay.
I want to circle back to one of Ramsey's, I think, most powerful messages.
Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
idea of leaving a legacy.
Yes. He talks about financial freedom not just as a means to personal gain,
Right.
but as an opportunity to make a positive impact on the world around you.
Okay.
It's about using your resources
Yeah.
to give back to your community, to support causes you care about, and to build a better future for generations to come.
It's about recognizing that true wealth goes beyond material possessions.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's about living a life of purpose,
Yeah.
using your financial stability to make a difference.
I love that.
So as we close out our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave you with this.
Yeah.
What does financial freedom mean to you? How would achieving financial stability allow you to live a more fulfilling life
Right.
and create a positive impact on the world around you?
That's something worth reflecting on.
It is.
Yeah, it's about connecting your financial goals with your values and aspirations.
We hope this deep dive into the Total Money Makeover has given you some valuable insights and inspiration to embark on your own journey towards financial freedom.
I hope so.
Remember, it's not about perfection.
Right.
It's about progress.
Progress, not perfection.
And by taking those first steps,
yeah.
by making conscious choices,
Yeah.
and by aligning your finances with your values, you can create a future where money is a source of empowerment, not stress.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.